Khan Academy, add and subtract fractions, subtopic add and subtract fractions. Find the missing fraction. 1/2 plus something equals 7/8. So in this case, we know that we need, if we have 1/2 plus something equals 7/8, we know that our denominator is not going to change in the answer. So we know that we have to get this denominator to be something out of 8. So I'm going to change this denominator. So 2 times 4 is 8. So 1 times 4 is 4. Okay, and now when I do that and I get rid of all of this business, now it's easier to think about that in my head. 4/8 plus something equals 7/8. Well, it would have to be 3/8. So in this case, all I'm doing is I'm making my denominators match, okay? Because when you add and subtract fractions, you want the denominators to be the same. So 4 plus 3 would be 7. Okay, so again, 3/5 plus 7/10 minus 1/2. So for this one, I'm simply going to do 3/5 plus 7/10. And I'm going to get an answer. And then I'm going to continue my problem. So 3/5 plus 7/10. I can change this top denominator into a 10 because 5 times 2 is 10. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then I have 6/10 plus 7/10. So 6/10 plus 7/10 would be 13/10. And then they want me to take that and subtract 1/2 minus 1/2. So it's just a 2-step problem. So in this case, I'm going to do 2 times 5 and make that into a 10. So 2 times 5 is 10. So 1 times 5 is 5. So now I'm doing 13/10 take away 5/10. So my answer would be 8 because 13 take away 5 is 8. And then tenths because my denominator stays the same. And find the missing fraction. Okay, so I have something plus 1/3 equals 3/4. Okay, now that's not easy to compare and easy to figure out in my head because those denominators are different and we have been working with common denominators. Now that first problem that we did worked out great because I could just change my one denominator into my other denominator, and that was great. I can't. So in this case, I'm going to have to make these both common denominators. So I'm going to do 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to make these both fractions out of 12. So 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. So now I have 9/12. So I'm going to ignore this because I just made that into 9/12 to make it easier for my brain. Then, if I change this one, okay, 3 times 4 is 12. So 1 times 4 is 4. So now I can think of this as only my fractions out of 12. So something, okay, and we know it's going to be 12ths because that's how we add, plus 4/12 equals 9/12. Well, what plus 4 equals 9? 5. So my answer has to be 5/12. 5/4 take away 1/3, take away 1/2. In this case, I'm just going to break it down into 2 separate problems. So 5/4 take away 1/3. And I cannot change my lower number into my bigger number, so I'm going to multiply the 2 together and make them both 4 times 3 is 12, so I'm just going to make them both into denominators of 12. So 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12, so 5 times 3 is 15. And then 15 take away 4 is 11 twelfths. But we're not done there because now it says minus a half. So 11 twelfths minus a half. And in this case, I can take my 2 and I can multiply it by 6 to get a 12 so that it saves me a little bit of time. So 2 times 6 is 12. So 1 times 6 is 6. And then I can do my subtraction. 11 take away 6 is 5. And then my denominator of 12 stays the same.